How's it going, y'all? It's John with the Zaibatsu. Today we got ideally a kind of short video for y'all, but we got reveals from Bandai today. They got some absolute fire. I was feeling inspired and I haven't gone to bed yet from work, so we're gonna yap about this a little bit before I go to sleep. So they dropped all of the concept rares for the set. They're probably gonna be called Trinity rares. I'm probably gonna refer to them as Titans, just because they work very similarly to the magic counterparts, if you're familiar with them, Sun Titan, Inferno Titan, etc. But I'm sure y'all are waiting for me to get off this damn screen, so let me just show you what they are, right? We're gonna go in order from what I believe to be the worst to best. Johnny does believe that the next one is worse than the one we're currently on. So we're going to start off here. All of them have this format. They all cost 6. They all have 3 characters on them. They all have deflect. They all cost 2 pips of their respective colors to play as an activate main for all of them. And they all have the same templating of text. If you have 3 or more energy, when this card's played from your hand or attacks, choose one. Then you get these 3 modes to choose from. All of them have the mode to draw a card. So we're not going to go over that when we talk about the next couple, just to save a little bit of time. That's the same for all of them. However, the next 2 modes are unique for each card type, right? So we're going to go over this one here, Frieza Cooler and King Cold Trinity. So it's a 20k deflect, of course. Modes that are unique to it. You can choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and send them to their owner's warp. Or at the end of the turn, you switch this card to active mode and it gets barrier and blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. So I thought this one was worse by a fair margin. It offers some defense for black decks that are in severe lack of it, or removal for decks that are lacking removal and can pay the 2 black pips. So I guess if you're going to be going against something and you know it's a go wide kind of strategy, and you sort of only have spot removal, this could remove up to 4 of your opponent's cards, right? If they don't have barrier. Because these modes, they are separate, but you don't have to choose different ones on play and on attack. You can choose the same mode twice. Also notably, none of these are unique and none of them are limit 1 to play. So if you get into the situation, you could play 2 of these in 1 turn and have 2 of them out, right? So the names and the traits are good, right? We got Frieza, Cooler, and King Cold, of course. You get Frieza Clan and Frieza's Army. Those are good. Maybe not excellent for the color that they're in, right? But it just doesn't seem particularly powerful. So we'll go on to the next one here. Next one is going to be the white one, right? We got Son Goku, Vegeta, and Pikkon Trinity. This one has the 2 unique modes where you can choose up to 1 of your cards and switch it to revealed mode, or place up to 1 white Z extra with an energy cost of 1 from your Z deck into the battle area. So I think the modes on this one aren't bad, and playing out your Z extra for free isn't terrible, of course. Saves you an energy and 2 Z energy. If white gets a new Z extra, then the stock on this card goes up by a lot, depending on how good that Z extra is, right? The other mode to reveal a card on swing isn't great typically, but there are decent enough number of situations where the effect essentially is going to be able to give you 2 extra swings in addition to this card. So I think that mode actually could be pretty good. For example, Bola has kind of a hard time flipping over multiple cards in a turn to swing with them. So this is going to kind of let you get a little bit of extra aggression out of those decks that can't really flip that many cards in a turn, right? So you can kind of turn on the gas a little bit more with this. And I guess on that line of thinking, because you can place your Z extra for free, it kind of just gives something an extra 10k if you want. Hell, yeah, it gives 10k on play, you swing something, pop your Z extra, and then you could swing, play another Z extra, and then pop it again. So this could be 30 dual if you wanted it to be, or you could add that 10k to whatever you want. In addition to, I think white's reveals your cards in hidden mode. So you kind of get that same mode 2 times by doing this. So you could reveal a lot of cards with this. Great character names, of course. You got Goku and Vegeta on it. It's already fire just from that by itself. We got Pikkon on here. Interestingly, there are West Galaxy Warriors, and in addition to the very blatant imagery here being from the Gogeta movie, right? Fusion Reborn. I mean, maybe we could get, maybe we're getting white Gogeta or maybe a white Janemba deck. Hell, maybe even Pikkon will get a deck, but any of those would be fire. I'm a big Gogeta Fusion Reborn fan, as y'all can probably tell from the background. But yeah, that's this one. We'll move over to green. This one is Majin Buu, Babidi, and Bura Trinity. This one's 2 unique modes are choose up to one of your opponent's unisons and remove 3 markers from it, or your opponent places 2 of their Z energy into their owner's drop. So this one, it doesn't seem particularly good generally into green, like in a green deck, because you don't really have a hard time blowing up unisons in the first place, but it's a damn strong silver bullet if you need the extra removal for that card type. And the Z energy rip is actually kind of crazy, because you're just gonna be able to starve certain decks out of their Z energy and force them to play around you having this. They can't kind of start to stockpile their Z to get their floodgates on, for example. So like the Bardock floodgate, defending friends, if they're relying on their 3Z condition to turn on the floodgate mode, you could just drop this and turn off their floodgates, right? And then they can't combo, because you can still swing this. If they combo and put in their Z, you're just going to put it right back in their drop anyway. So in kind of a weird way, it is also sort of like pseudo discard as well. So, not necessarily needed for green. I ain't gonna lie, I'm most excited to dump this directly into Rainbow Gogeta's sideboard. I've always had a hard time finding good cards for unison removal, and just needing to pay 2 pips is very good, because again, they're not color locked. You just have to be able to pay the pips to play them, right? So I'm dumping a couple of these in the sideboard of Gogeta for sure. Just get that unison out of here. I ain't trying to look at it. Characters on this one, Majin Buu, of course, Babidi, and Bura. We got traits Majin, Evil Wizard, and Demon Realm Race. So we got that one. On to the next one here. We got the blue one this time, Son Goku, Krillin, and Master Roshi Trinity. Unique modes on this one. This one can be pretty messed up. So the first unique mode here is choose all of your opponent's battle cards and return them to their owner's hand. Second one is your opponent places cards from their hand at the bottom of their owner's deck until they have 10 cards in their hand. So this one is kind of like, you can play it, bounce their board back to their hand, and then swing, and then force them to bottom all of the cards that they just picked up, right? Assuming they have 10 or more cards in their hand. Any cards you just bounce to their hand, they're going to have to bottom deck when you swing. They don't necessarily need to be those exact cards you put back in their hand, but they are gonna have to put that number of cards on the bottom of their deck when you attack with this thing. So it sort of reads between the on play and on swing. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards and put them on the bottom of their owner's deck in a weird roundabout way, right? Another way to look at it, because this forces them down to 10 on play and on attack, you can kind of use it as like a weird pseudo crit, right? Because you can kind of force them to use, like, let's say you swung a damage at them, you play this, they go from 10 to 11, right? When they took the damage, you play this, you make them bottom one, they go back to 10. Then you swing something else. If they take that damage, they'll go back to 11 cards in hand, but then you swing this and they're gonna have to bottom once your auto goes off anyway. So you're gonna force, a counterattack speed something out of their hand at least. So it's weird kind of blue hand control. It's a pretty fun card though. I like this one a fair bit. Doesn't do anything the color can't kind of already do, but I do like it. I do like the effects on this one. So we'll just go over the traits on this one. It has some really good ones. We got Saiyan, Earthling, and Turtle School. So pretty good, pretty good. Go on to the next one here real quick. These last two, I don't know which one is better than the other. They're definitely the best two. And this I do not think is close. These two are fire. So this is the yellow one here. We got Broly, Chilai, and Limo, Trinity. This one's two unique modes. First one, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, switch them to rest mode, and negate their skills until the end of your opponent's turn. So you kind of get to double 8-drop Saiyaman 2 of their cards and tap them, right? So that's already a pretty strong effect by itself. The next mode is your opponent can't switch battle cards or unisons to active mode during their next charge phase. So it just locks their entire board. Anything that's already sideways is going to stay that way until, you know, their like next turn, essentially. Assuming that this didn't stick or you didn't do this to them again. So those things just never are going to untap. You can truly be your best Gogeta merchant playing this, right? You can just build up a ton of markers just because you can. But yeah, this one's very, very good. The special traits on this one are Saiyan and Frieza's army, so pretty good traits there too. I guess this is kind of like pseudo support for the Wish deck that's going to be getting some support cards soon, so that's kind of cool too. So on to the last one real quick here. We got Android 17, 18, and 16, Trinity. Unique modes on this one, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and unisons, and they get minus 15,000 power for the turn. Or choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 20,000 power for the turn. Another one, this one's also crazy. I mean, if you do that first mode twice, you're getting minus 30,000 power for all of their battle cards, not ignoring barrier, and you likely are going to remove 2 markers from their unison. You know, of course, we do have a couple 20k and up unisons running around the format right now, but this does hit a lot of unisons, right? And the second mode, I mean, choosing up to 2 things, ignoring barrier, neg 20ing them, you can choose the same thing twice as well. So if you need minus 40 ignoring barrier, you got it right here. And I mean, again, this one has only 1 trait, it's just Android, but I mean, it's a red Android with those 3 names. So it has pretty good names, pretty good traits. But yeah, that's all of the concept rares from this coming up set here. They all look pretty good. The black one's the worst one, but you know, I'm sure there's some deck or something that's going to be able to leverage the color and naming into a better degree than something I'm seeing right now, right? But yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, also thank you all for 100 subs. Huge. We did not think we were gonna get there so quick, so thank you all for the support. And oh, we are gonna be getting a double upload today, so come back around like 3 p.m. I believe it is for the next episode of our locals. Thank y'all, hope y'all have a good one, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.